I'm Rene and I'm a tech analyst.
I'm Georgia Dow, and I'm a psychotherapist.
And welcome to Apple Talk, where psychology meets technology, and we talk about all the companies like Apple and Facebook and Google and Amazon and Microsoft and how they affect our culture and increasingly my life, Georgia. So much of my life.
It's a lot of your life.
So there's so much to get through today. We have like two small Apple topics, and then a quasi-Apple social topic.
What the third Apple topic
well, because it bleeds over.
Oh, no.
Our non-Apple topic, it bleeds. Everything. It's chaos. It's chaos in our time. So what do you want to start with?
Let's start with Fitness Plus.
All right, it's out.
It's out. And,
yes, and we've done it.
We've done it. Did you give me your thoughts?
I like it way more than I thought I would. I thought that it would be sort of like a chore, like just one more, move it, like just one more of those sort of things.
Yeah.
I
thought it would be like watching those fitness videos.
Yes,
right?
like we grew up with.
Yeah.
But it is so well produced. Like, first of all, just the production quality is so good. And they've got all these trainers who are really engaging.
They're very, very engaging.
And my favorite thing is that there's an absolute beginner section, which is actually weird. And I'm wondering if you feel the same way, because we did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a long time.
Right.
So like our fear of death cardio level is really high.
Yeah.
But for a variety of injury reasons, like we haven't been, and now especially in the age of COVID, we haven't been able to do it for a while. So like my body knows what to do more than my cardio system can handle.
Right.
So I find the beginner stuff super easy but difficult.
Right. I did the normal. But I did it on the shortest time I could find. So I did dance, and I did it for 20 minutes, which was the shortest one that I could find at that level of dance. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. It was nice to see my heart rate, which was like at 164 at some points. So
it confirms you have a heart.
So far.
Okay, and a rate.
They believe that.
Okay.
And it kept me going. I didn't find that it was too difficult at that level.
Mine was like -30. Should I be worried? No, I'm just kidding.
We might want to check that out. Either the watch or your heart.
Yeah.
One of them might need to be checked
Probably my
out.
heart.
Probably your heart.
Lack thereof.
Probably your heart. The Grinch.
Yeah.
The time, yeah. And I actually enjoy, so I like working out in classes, and I like learning a skill. So those are the two things that work for me. So this, I don't have the class, but I'm learning how to dance. And I was engaged. She was wonderful.
Yeah.
She kept me moving. She also went into that negative thought of, if you're doing it wrong, it's okay. Because a whole bunch of the moves I'm not doing close. Like I did have that, like,
was it like the Roger Rabbit into the Kid and Play into the
like
Cabbage
this
Patch
thing where you're like kicking out, but it's like the opposite of
like
where
the
my
Superman.
body wants to. Oh, that would be great. And good music. I will say it was great music. It was good. It wasn't my favorite set of songs, so I'm wondering if we can choose by song versus choosing.
I think you can. I
thought I saw that. Yeah. There was 2 songs that I really loved. The other songs were okay, which would have been helpful to me. So I think I'm going to try it by song.
And you can add those songs to your playlist, which I think is a nice feature.
And I think I'm going to do it. I want to try to do it every day. Like 5 times a week is I'm going to think of doing a 20-minute workout. And I actually liked it so much. I did the cool down mindfulness one after.
Me too.
And so the funny part is that, okay, so I was like, okay, I might as well, like, this is what I do for a living is I teach, breathing techniques and mindfulness. And so this
guided
is
meditation.
This is my thing. This is my wheelhouse. And I'm like, so I'll try it. And in my head, I said, you know what? I don't have to do the whole thing. I can do 30 seconds. And like, that's good enough to say I tried it. And I can give my opinion on it. I don't have to tell anyone that I only did it for 30 minutes. But then after, when we were doing stretching while we did it, and so the breathing at the beginning I was like, he's doing okay. And then when I did the stretching, I'm like, I really enjoyed that stretch. And so I did the whole 5-minute cool down, which I enjoyed thoroughly. I found it was beneficial. And I think I might add the cool down also after I do my workout. I liked it.
So I did the 10-minute cool down. So I didn't do one long one. I did 3 short ones. I did all the absolute beginner ones. I did 10 minutes of HIIT, then I did 10 minutes of yoga, then I did 10 minutes of cool down.
Look at you.
But what I liked about the breathing, and this is the same thing as you because I've done Qigong for such a long time. Like we both did Qigong together for a long time. I can get my heart, like I know how to to do it, like how to game it almost.
Yes.
But she made it competitive. Like she's like, if you have, I want you to focus on nothing. And the minute you think of something, you got to start over.
Oh, I think that's the same one that Anthony did.
Yeah, and I'm going 7 seconds, 8 seconds. I wonder how well she's. Oh, oh, my competitiveness worked against me. And then I had to start over.
Start all over again.
She beat
I love
me.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I got trounced.
That's great.
But it made me want to like, I'm going to see how long I can hold Mushin
and I
for.
love that she was honest about it too. She's like, oh, I started thinking about what I was going to have for supper.
Yes.
And I have to restart. Like, I thought that genuineness drew me in as well, as I was listening to his. And Anthony did the core workout, and he found that was also really good.
Yeah.
He would have liked it to have been longer for him. But you could just do 2.
Yeah,
so.
And they're adding more every week, so there'll be variety. Like you can do your favorite plus the new one, for example.
Me, I want to do the same dance so that I learned those moves.
Well, you can.
I know. So I was like, I'm excited to do it again. Like I might even do it tonight. I don't know, because I was excited.
That was my.
I was like, this feels good.
Yeah.
And I haven't trained like in a training setting in a really long time, so that was also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
No, it was better than I thought it was going to be good, because Apple usually knows how to do fit and finish and polish.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure how much I'd actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I
and
didn't know
was
it would be fun.
Yeah, it was way more fun than I thought. And I did another one and then another one. And we have some mutual friends who are doing it, and they're like basically Wonder Women. You know, it's like, I'm like, what are you going to be next? Like Queen Hippolyta?
Yeah.
Like Queen Hippolyta? Like what level is there for you to go to? And it's just the trainers are cool. You see trainers from the different ones and the different exercises.
That was really neat as well, and they're different levels.
Yes.
So some of them don't really know all of the moves, so it makes you feel a little bit like, oh, that's okay if I don't know the moves, because they don't really know the moves either.
And one's doing it even harder. So if it is a little bit easy for you, like I was doing a little bit of that where like you add the hopping in, for example, instead of just the side to side moves.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So I'm impressed, and I love the integration.
Like the heart rate?
Yeah, it was not just the heart rate. Like I got to see the rings close, and I got to see that burn bar where it comes up and it goes, you're middle of the pack, head of the pack.
I did not see a burn bar, and I don't know if I didn't put it on or if it wasn't for my dance.
It should ask you at it should come on automatically the first time and then ask you afterwards. And then you get like this bar comes up and shows you. And I like it's because it's like private, because like nobody knows my name. It's not like a leaderboard where everyone can see me doing it.
Right.
But it shows me where I am relative to the rest of them. So if you are competitive, it's like head of the pack, yo. I don't even care what the pack is. I am head of it. And I was like middle of the pack though, because first week doing it.
I had no burn bar. I was wanting to have the burn bar because I'm like,
we got to check your settings.
I think I'm working out really hard. So the only thing that I found was difficult. So I had to update my phone, which I did.
So sorry.
I did it. I was ready to do it.
Did you update your watch too?
And then I updated my watch. But then I had to find where is it, because I had expected it to be its own app. I know. And then I had to actually like go to Apple to say, sign in. So I don't know if I did that right.
Well, it's just in the fitness app. It's like the middle tab in the fitness app.
I did not find it in the. Anyways, we'll go through.
All right.
It.
All right.
I was like, and the funny part is like, I'm gonna see
tech
how
support
easily,
needed.
I know. I was gonna like, no, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about my experience as a. So I didn't know. Went to the Apple place. They said, go, here, sign in, and so I signed in, and then it's there. We'll find out if I did that right.
Did it coordinate with your watch? Like you could start the workout on your watch?
So it could not find my watch.
Oh, weird. All right. So this whole thing just didn't work well.
It didn't find my watch. I kept on trying to. I made sure that I logged into my watch. Bluetooth was set up.
Did you go to the fitness app were you using your Apple TV?
No, not at first. So at first I did it on my phone.
Okay.
And then I was just going to like figure it out. And then I did it on the Apple TV, which worked smoothly. But I restarted my phone and I restarted my watch. And then it connected. But it did take a few times before that it did not connect. So restarting both of them, signing back in, and it worked out smoothly.
So for me, I updated the Apple TV, and then immediately I named my watches after the New Mutants, because I named my phones after the X-Men. So this is just something to know about me. And this one is Rene. So it, which is Wolfsbane. I double dip. It's the whole thing. Don't worry about it. Relax about it. So immediately, like as soon as I went to the fitness app, it popped up the watches that I have, and it said like Warlock, Rene, and they're all mine. Like in a normal family, it would be like the 4 different people in the family or whatever. But with me, it's like my multiple watches, and I just picked the one that I'm wearing, Rene, because the other one was just on the charger. And I said go, and it started on my watch, and I pressed the button, and then it started on the thing, and then it was coordinating between the two, and you could pause it, you could turn off the stuff.
I loved that I could start it on my watch. Yeah. I love that, because I was like, do I have to find, and I'm like, oh no, I can start it on my watch. I couldn't stop it on my watch. When it said done, I didn't have a done button on my watch.
You should have got like a little picture of the workout that you could scroll down. I think your connection's not good.
Maybe I didn't scroll down.
Oh yeah, you got to scroll down.
I was hoping that like the start button was just right there. So
there's like a finger workout at the end.
That's fine. I will scroll down and be able to close it. And I loved that. That was great.
Do I see your? Oh, I see your husband earned an award. Oh, don't see you.
But I haven't signed up for any. I haven't signed up for.
Megan,
any
of course, has done 13 workouts today.
Has she really?
Megan
No.
Maroney. Yeah, of
No.
course.
Has she really?
Oh, there, Georgia Fitness Plus workout. There you are. Cool down. Nice. I'm replying back with French fries.
Oh, you see, I don't even.
I always do that. I reply back with fast food because it's the ultimate troll.
So great.
Or pizza, maybe.
I love that Megan's done like 13.
She does every day. Megan Maroney,
I'm gonna have to,
formerly
I'm
of
gonna
Twit,
have to
does like 13
message-
workouts.
I love Megan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to message her after.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it like every day, I think.
I'm gonna do it again. Did you use your mat?
Yes.
So for the dance, I started to use the mat, but I don't dance in that. Like I had to take away the mat because I dance in a more
Like Elaine from
spastic-
Seinfeld.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm in a spastic kind of way, and so I'm bouncing around. So I didn't find for that the mat was good, but for the cool downs and for the other things,
Yeah.
the mat was beautiful, great quality, really good compression rates. So
Yeah, we got the ridiculous Apple Store mats, which, I just had to see what Apple would think is appropriate
it
fitness
fit.
app.
It
Yeah.
did not slip. They're like you're not going to travel with them. They're very heavy.
They're cumbersome.
They're huge.
Yes.
And heavy. But you can lay them in a place and just leave them there and they will stay, which is great. They did not slip. And I found them very comfortable. And they're quite large, but not for dance.
Yeah.
That would be what I would say is like wear your running shoes, move the mat, just because getting on and off to the mat is an uncomfortable feeling. But for the rest of the workout,
I want to get those little toe ninja booties to do them in because I hate wearing shoes.
Oh, I like that.
And I don't like to rely on arch support.
Toe socks.
Yeah, or just ninja tabbies, something.
I don't know what a ninja
Sock
tab is.
sock shoes. Shoe
the
shot.
toe socks.
Yes.
The toe
Something.
shoes.
Something that's as close to maybe even barefoot. But, it's as close to natural as possible.
Okay, fair.
We'll
Try
see.
that out.
Like a hobbit.
Yeah.
Like a hobbit.
Yeah.
In a hole in the ground, worked out a hobbit.
Yeah.
All right, so next on our list is... Oh, you have to get them out? Should I wait?
I have them. Here we
All
go.
right. Oh, yours is wearing the chaps. Mine is not wearing the chaps. Mine are chapless.
Wait, I have to remove mine.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you now.
Very. Oh, you can't? I know. I love that.
Oh, there you are. I turned transparency
it
on
on?
so I could hear you again.
Okay. Wait on.
Yep. Oh, I can't hear you now. Sorry? What?
What did you say?
I don't know. Hold on. No, I can hear a little bit of you. It's not like... Can you hear
you're
me?
Gone.
I'm gone? I can say anything right now?
That's really.
This is going to be so awkward for people listening to the podcast.
I'm going to talk with like. I'm going to be talking really loud.
I'm going to put on transparency mode. Hold on.
No, I'm not. So the weirdest thing.
Now I can hear you. Sorry, what was that?
The weirdest thing that it does when I turn off, when I block out all the sound, I can't hear myself very well.
Yes.
Like I can only hear myself inside of my head.
For me, that's a blessing.
That you can't hear me inside of my head?
No, that I can't hear me inside of my head. The less I hear myself, the better.
But it makes me feel like I have to swallow. Like that I have... so when you're in a plane and that compression of your eardrum is off, and I want to get it back, and then you press the button. And then it feels like I've done that swallow thing where
Sorry?
I have... You turned it off. You turned me
No,
off.
I can hear you, though. There's no noise cancellation in the world.
There, it sounds like that feeling when your eardrum is compressed.
Yes.
And so you need to swallow. So that's the only part of it. But if you were working in an area where, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of
People are podcasting.
speaking and we're there. We're loud. Well, I'm loud.
We're
You're
both
not. You talk quickly. I talk loudly.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So we're quick and loud. There we go.
It's a really weird feeling. It feels like my eardrum is compressed.
So the big controversy this whole week has been, are they worth $550? And there have been a bunch of really good headphone reviewers who said, absolutely, if you're part of the Apple ecosystem, and a bunch of others that just went, nope, hard nope, regardless of whether you're in the Apple ecosystem or not. And I'm always fascinated when reviews are that divisive.
Divergent,
Yeah, when they're split like that. But there is something that I do notice in reviews, and a lot of times people will say that they should cost $200 less. And the only issue I have with that is I worked a little bit on the other side of the fence, and I know sort of how product pricing works. And especially Apple is usually very simple. Like almost all their stuff is hardware cost plus 30% margin, because they disclose their margins. So you can see like sometimes they get higher, but quite often with new products, they're lower because they've had to put so much into developing the new products. Then the margins get bigger over time because they don't change the prices.
Right.
And especially for the audio stuff, like the original audio stuff, they priced it as low as they could to get it out, to get people to buy them, but it was still really expensive because they had all the sensors in it, they had all the chips in it, and there was a disconnect because people didn't feel like the audio quality was worth it, even though there was a lot of electronics in it. So my thing is, when people say it's too expensive, what I actually hear is, one, it's not worth it to me, like what they're charging not worth it to me, or two, it's the wrong product. Like I want over-the-ear headphones from Apple, but the ones I want are $250 ones. Like maybe they ditch the metal for plastic or they do something else to bring the cost down. Like the HomePod Mini is probably what a lot of people wanted rather than the big HomePod.
But once they come out with something that's expensive, then it's so much easier. Like then you're all excited to buy the ones that are affordable and that you can get.
Well, and the expensive one pays for the cheaper one eventually.
That is true. That is true as well. And I have to say, like, they're beautiful. Like they're beautiful.
The build is ridiculous.
They're okay. So the other thing is, I always and Joe was talking about this in the other podcast, was that like I grab it from the top, which you can't because you're gonna press all the buttons. But it's really beautifully made.
Do you like the look? Some people find them old fashioned.
I don't. I think that they're beautiful. Like.
I do too. I did
pretty.
See, they've done this to me twice. When I first saw the leaked pictures of the iPhone 4, I did not like it at all, and now it's my favorite iPhone design. It's all Braun and Leica and old industry. And when I first saw the leaks of these, I didn't like them either. I thought they were just like, again, old fashioned. Now I look at them and I see almost like a classic reinterpretation of not cyberpunk at all. Sorry, not steampunk at all, but sort of retro future chic.
Right.
And I really like that.
Yeah, I like them. I think that they look nice. I think that they have a pretty color. I find them comfortable. My husband finds them too squeezy on the head, and there's no real adjust. Oh yeah, here we go, Rene. Bloop. Wait, because you can pop them out here.
Oh, you want both?
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so now I think that looks good.
Oh, is this the right side?
Did you do them on the wrong side? I think mine looks better, but I think yours looks worse.
Yes, mine does look worse. Yeah. Thank you. We know how this is going to end. She's going to just take that one. She's not laughing because it's true. It's the truth. Yeah. Yep.
I do. I like them. They're very, very comfortable. But you can clean them. You can take care of them that way. And
I like
I find them comfortable. Like they are heavy. That's the only piece. Is these are not light. I don't know how much they weigh. Do you know
I find them less. Yeah, they're like 300 something. But like I find them less. It's not the heaviness. It's the momentum. It's like when you start going, they go. Like when they're just on my head and I'm not.
Rene, when they start going, you go.
No, what I mean is like when I'm just sitting still, they're well balanced, so I don't feel the weight. But when I move and stop, then I feel them still moving a little bit. Or when I turn my head, I feel them shifting.
Did happen. Yeah, if I do this.
Yeah. So I feel like
they're not meant for dancing.
No,
they're not
or for working out.
No. We're not going to do one of those the
Fitness Plus?
The AirPods.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of the sound, though? Because you're not someone who usually, like to your husband's bitter discontent, he'll like put in a new surround sound system and you'll be like, can you just press play already?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I love the sound. I think the sound is beautiful. And again, like I'm coming from using the AirPods Pro. So I think the sound is phenomenal. I love the spatial audio.
Yeah.
That is
freaky. Yeah, freaky.
It is freaky weird. So if you're ever going to try them or you're thinking of buying them and you want to do like 4D sound where the sound kind of moves around, you're a meditation or you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Like I closed my eyes and someone's talking here and then I would move my head and they're still there.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how they do that.
Sensors. Sensors in both devices. Magic. Magic is how they do it.
That's it. Little elves.
Power word sound.
I'm going to turn you off now again just because that's so cool to...
Oh, okay. So today on the pod... It's really interesting to me because the AirPods Pro feels like it's beaming spatial audio into your head, while these feel like you're in a room full of spatial audio. So it's a similar technology, but a very different feeling.
it's pretty neat. So I think that like watching a movie would be elevated if you were using these. And what do you think about the tiny dial?
I don't mind it. So I do press the
buttons.
Yeah, I do press it. I put them on the wrong side. Ah! I put the cups on the wrong side.
Were you looking for it and you're like, it's not here. It's gone.
I really like the digital crown. I do press the transparency button by accident just by grabbing the headphones. So I think like that probably could be moved somewhere less instinctive to be grabbed.
Like,
but I will learn.
Underneath.
A lot of headphones have the stuff underneath. I don't know why Apple didn't. Why not?
Because I grab, like you're grabbing with your hand. Your hand, I would, but I could move them and press buttons underneath that would be versus it's, I don't know.
I'm sure they tried both and they probably have a reason for this. I'm not, they obviously did not test them on me. It's like the power button being opposite the volume button on the phone. I'm forever turning it off when I want to take a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Still
salty.
Me.
Still salty.
No.
So for me, they are worth the price in a specific circumstance. And that is they are incredibly well built. Apple has a history of updating them, like spatial audio. If you bought AirPods Pro, Apple added spatial audio to them afterwards. So you got an upgrade basically on your headphones, which is really unusual in technology. Like they made them better. So if you are all in on Apple and you want, like you listen to Apple Music, you watch Apple TV Plus and streaming stuff. So like, and you want wireless, you can get much better wired headsets for more money. You can get really good wireless headsets for less money. But if you want headsets that'll take that fragile MP3 and ACC audio from all your streams and give it to you wirelessly at way better sound than it has any rights to, I think that's the one place that the value surfaces.
Yeah. They're not the best that you could get.
No.
But for their price, you are getting a really good set of canned, headphones.
My analogy is like the iPhone camera is still terrible, but computational photography. No, I mean like compared to like a Canon, like the camera we're using has like a really like I don't even want to say how much the lens costs on that camera, but it's a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. Huge. And people can pay thousands of dollars just for the lenses, And this has a tiny, tiny little lens. There's only so much data it can pull in, but computational photography makes the photos way better than the physics would otherwise allow. And this is the same to me. Like MP3 and ACC are terrible and Bluetooth is terrible, but this makes them sound way better than they have any rights to. So if you're going to hardline into a DAC with an amp and all the stuff and you have like your reference monitors, you will get amazing sound. But for streaming stuff over Bluetooth, this is ridiculously good.
And I find quite comfortable. If you have maybe a wider head, they are not adjustable outwardly.
They are, but I think they start to put more pressure
as you... It's not adjustable. It's that it squeezes, but you're getting more squeeze factor.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is an error on Apple's part. Like, I think that they chose the best head size, but like many of the higher end headphones, they're either stretchier
or
you can actually adjust them, whereas you cannot adjust them.
But although they did fit on your kids, and I was surprised. I thought they'd be too big for your kids.
No, they fit on.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, and they are heavier.
Yes.
So that's the other thing is that you do feel like I don't know if I was using them for 8 hours a day. Now I'm used to using a VR headset, which is exceptionally heavy and
front weighted. Yeah.
And you feel it. I think that after a while, my neck may be strained. Like I haven't been training for a while. So.
Yeah. Well, it's good for the neck. Yeah. If you want to work on your resistance to chokes, you just wear the heavy headphones for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help you.
Then when they like, but they choked on him, Eddie, like you're fine. It's a jujitsu joke.
You just put it around your neck and then they can't choke you.
Yeah, some people said they weren't comfortable around the neck, but I think it's because they don't telescope a lot. That's why. So they put pressure on the side of your neck.
They're not comfortable on your neck. It hits your collarbone.
Well, for me, it hits my carotid artery. Like
it's choking you.
It's like a cross choke.
You pass out if you wore there. And I can't say it doesn't look cool around your neck either.
Like beads?
No, yours are like sideways too. That looks wrong. There. No, they're not. This is not as cool as it would be. So.
And there's no good carrying case, so you're basically stuck with just wearing them all the time.
And you don't have that. You can't wear them like with the head on. You know how you wear them backwards, like this,
Like that?
like people wear them. No, not.
Like Jordy?
Wait. Oh, I can see.
Yeah, you can see because of the mesh.
They don't stay. No, they don't
No.
stay. But you can't wear them. Sorry, like the cool kids. Here we go. Too much hair. You can't do that.
No. Well, you don't want to look cool, Georgia. That's what everybody does.
Right. Well, I can't do that anyways.
All right. So, any final thoughts on the AirPods Max?
I really like them. I really enjoy using them. I'm kind of excited to use them. You have to.
The chaps. You got to put them back in the chaps.
Support to be able to put them.
Don't
back.
say it.
Not thrilled with.
We're not calling the episode "Lift and Separate." We're not doing it.
I don't. This is not a pleasant
No.
thing. And I hear it's not even that. Like
The Apple designer, there was an interview there was an Apple designer who said that they wanted to make a minimalist case that would take up as little storage place as possible.
I like that idea,
but this is like
but
so
they
minimalist you may not have it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like chaps.
It's supposed to save
They don't-
battery
they don't
power,
really
but I
cover
think it's
anything
only
important.
really after 18 hours. So.
No, they have an explainer now. So basically, they will go into low power mode. It's confusing because they have a low power mode and an ultra low power mode. They'll go into low power mode 5 minutes after you take them off your head, and that just means they drain the battery slower.
But that's without being in the case.
In the case,
go
yes.
immediately.
Yes.
And then it goes into super low power mode if it's in the case after
Yes.
18 hours of being stationary.
Yes.
Or if it's on its own after 72 hours
Yes.
of being stationary.
So I believe that's because they want, in case you do lose them or something, they want Find My to work for a reasonable amount of time because it turns off Find My
that's
and
fair.
Bluetooth.
Okay.
So in case you left them
Okay,
behind
I
or
like that.
they walked off, someone walked off with your...
that would be very upsetting.
Yeah, you'd at least know where they are.
Very
for an amount of time sufficient for you to find them.
Yeah. So I like that they're minimalistic. I don't know about the design of having the crease. If it was more flat,
No comment.
or if they charged them,
Yeah.
that would be the better use case.
All right. So
But I like them. I
right.
have to say they're a win for me. I think that they would be a really exceptional gift.
yeah,
That's my thought.
if you really, really love somebody,
For the people you actually care about.
yeah, if they love listening to wireless and they're snobby about their sound and you really love them,
Yeah, but not too snobby.
no. Yeah, I mean, if they're listening to wireless, this is a weird thing, and I don't know if I want to get into this rabbit hole, but like whenever we talk about headphones, there's always people that go, I'm going to wait for the audiophile review. And it's only for headphones. Like when I review wireless systems, no one's like, I'm waiting for the radio engineer review. And when I talk about cameras, no one's like, oh, I'm waiting for the optical engineer review. But there's something about audiophilia that's what audiophiles are, audiophilia, right?
I don't think so.
Well, they're an audiophile. They must suffer from audiophilia.
Maybe.
They just seem to be this incredibly self-defined group where nobody can agree on what exactly it is, but they're just better than us.
But they are probably better than us.
I mean, everybody's better than us.
But, you end up with us. That's who you have. So, yeah.
So we have a much more serious topic to get into. George, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Apple is at war with Facebook, or Facebook is at war with Apple. I think Apple did the first blood on this one, though. I think Apple... So can I give a little bit of background?
Give a little bit of background.
So at WWDC, Apple's developer conference back in June, Apple announced a new privacy feature. So just like they pop up a requester that says this app can use the microphone or not use the microphone, can access your photos or not, your contacts or not, can use the camera or not, all of those things, they now have a new one that says, can they track you across apps and websites or not? And Facebook got hella mad.
Were they?
So angry. At first, they tried to downplay it and made it just look like a minor thing that it would be bad for small businesses. But now they've taken out 2 ads in newspapers. Newspapers, and people say, like, why would they take out ads in newspapers? They're Facebook. They have the biggest reach in the world. It's because they want to reach old white politicians. That's how you reach old white politicians.
That is such a very strong point, because here is Facebook putting out a paper ad.
Yes. Because,
and who are they reaching with a paper ad?
Old white politicians.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And not that, and not that like the old way politics only people who read newspapers, but it's just like if they want to reach literally anyone in the world, they press 2 buttons on Facebook and they reach them.
Yeah. Like they have probably, and I don't know the numbers versus like how many people read newspapers now versus how many people are on Facebook. But I would assume it is at least
the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives.
Right? It was at least comparable. Yeah. But this was targeted.
Yes.
This was targeted. And they wouldn't have to pay anything if it was on Facebook.
In the first one, they suggested that Apple was abusing their monopoly control over the iOS marketplace.
Well, can I read the first one?
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
it here. Okay, so here we go. This is Facebook's full page ad. And it says, "We are standing up to Apple for small businesses everywhere. At Facebook, small businesses is at the core of our business. More than 10 million businesses use our advertising tools each month to find new customers,
Let me insert
hire
something
employees,
here.
and engage in their communities."
Facebook cares so much about small businesses that a few years ago, they made it so that if you would join the page of a small business because you wanted to get all the information about that small business would have to pay for the people who followed their page to get that information, or they would refuse to show that information to the small business. This is Facebook standing up for small businesses.
Yes. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Facebook and Epic, for standing up for the little people.
Yes.
Yeah. Many in the small business community have shared concerns about Apple's forced software update, which will limit businesses' ability to run personalized ads and reach their customers effectively.
So
here we go. Saying that one is that they're forcing it and that it'll limit the ability to run personalized ads, which is, and I'll say it, and you can tell me if I'm true or not, a bold-faced lie.
Yes.
This is a lie.
Yes.
This does not limit it. It just adds transparency. You can choose whether you can or not.
Can I add an extra lie to that? The software updates are not forced. As you well know, because you don't do them.
I don't update. Yeah. I'm so updated
you can go,
to this one.
They're annoying if you don't, but you don't have to update. There's nothing forced about the update.
Forced.
And also the update, all it does is add, like you said, that requester.
And it's only if you use Apple products.
Yes.
So this is not changing the internet at all.
No.
44% of small and medium businesses started to increase their usage in personalized ads. Like all I hear is Facebook saying we're going to lose money, right? This all sounds like we're just going to lose money. On social media during the pandemic, so they're like, we've made so much money and now we're going to lose some. According to a new study, without personalized ads, Facebook's data shows that the average small business advertisers stand to see a cut in over 60% of their sales.
So let's just define this too. So what Apple is talking about here is what is often called third-party tracking. So if you're
this is very interesting.
Yeah, so if you're on Facebook and you join the sourdough club because it's 2020 and everyone has to make sourdough, and you're in the sourdough club, Facebook is still allowed to know everything about you without any extra permissions. So they can service you ads on buy the sourdough starter, here's the best mixing bowl, all of that stuff. All this is limiting is that if you then go to the web and search for Lego and then go back to your Facebook sourdough group, Facebook has to ask you if they can show you ads about Lego.
So let's first, can you just let people know that usually Facebook will know the next website and
any website,
a whole bunch of websites after.
Yes.
Like they can follow you on the web.
Yes.
So if you go from sourdough to a more nefarious personal site,
yes,
Facebook is tracking that.
Yes.
They know what perhaps very personal place
you went to AirPodsChaps.com.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because that's what you're into, which is totally fine. But Facebook would know that.
Yeah.
Which, let's just say, most people don't want anyone to know what their search history really looks like. And that is your privacy. Facebook wants to be able to know that. And this would be allowing you to at least give permission to say, do I want creepy Facebook to be able to follow me around the internet?
But not even that. It's just this means that you can advertise to me based on what I'm doing on Facebook, but you can't advertise to me based on what I'm doing outside of Facebook.
Right.
And Facebook wants to do both.
Yes.
And
without telling you.
And they made this really bad analogy where they're like, Apple has a special switch that allows you to turn off and on ad tracking.
Well, that one's in the next one. So let's go into it. But they want to be able to do it. And the reason that this bothers them is because they know that if people would actually be okay about this would be no issue because everyone would say, okay, I don't mind. Facebook knows that if you actually had all of the knowledge, this is just again, transparency, you would say no to it. And they are 100% sure that they chose to unleash ads that are filled with lies. If they thought that they actually had any standing, they would stand upon that standing. The reason they have to twist the truth is because, one, they know that we would say no to it. And two, they are scared to death of losing all of this revenue.
Well, you know my stance on this. Like, my thing is that if you are against your business, like if you believe your business would be harmed by disclosing what it is and getting consent, you're in a bad business.
Yes.
And like Google, I have issues with Google as well, but like Google isn't doing this. And
Google just sent out, I just got an email that says, oh, we're, being more transparent because they know the government's coming in on them. And they're like, this is what we want to do. Well, no, but they do say, and this is the benefit you will get from doing this. Yes,
exactly that. Like Google's like, give us your photos, and in return, we'll give you a photos app that will like show you all the people, all the, like you'll be able to search for anything.
Yeah.
And so they're saying like, we know we're asking for your data. Here's what you're getting in return.
Yeah.
And it feels like Facebook knows they have nothing of value to offer us in return.
Yes.
They just want the data.
Yes.
That's why they're angry.
They continue. While limiting how personal ads can be used does impact larger companies like us, these changes will be devastating to small businesses, adding to many challenges they face right now. And here we go. Here's the kicker. Small businesses deserve to be heard. Oh, we hear your concerns, and we stand with you.
It's so gross.
And
so the thing I was going to explain before, because I think this is super important though, is that Facebook is calling Apple hypocritical because they have a switch in iOS that lets you turn on and off ad tracking, saying that Apple is giving themselves special privilege. But that switch is very different. The switch that everybody has to follow is first party versus third party tracking. So that means that if you turn that off, Facebook is only allowed to do first party tracking.
What is the difference between first party and third party?
It's that thing I said, like when you're on Facebook, they can serve you ads based on what you're doing on Facebook, but not based on what you're doing on a website. That's third party. The Apple one, Apple doesn't do third party tracking at all. But what the Apple switch does is let you turn off first party tracking as well.
So that's very exciting.
So if you leave it on, for example, and they don't use it in many places, but if you go to the App Store and it knows you like to play Candy Crush, it'll suggest other puzzle games to you. If you turn it off, it won't do that. And there's no turn off for the Facebook first party stuff. So they're conflating Apple already doing what they're complaining about and offering even more, like almost zero knowledge privacy, which is real privacy. They're using that to say that Apple's not, they're going above and beyond here.
Right.
Yeah.
So they didn't find that the first ad was enough. So Facebook ran a second attack ad directly at Apple, which says, Apple versus the free internet. Love this. Apple plans to roll out a forced software update that will change the internet as we know it for the worst.
And again, the update is not forced.
Yeah. I just did it now. Take your favorite cooking site or sports blog. Most are free because they show you ads.
So hold on a second. I'm going to keep pointing out at lies.
Oh, please.
Facebook app having to answer this has nothing to do with the internet. The internet already has a system for this called cookies. We already have to do this. That's already a law. When you see a thing saying this website has cookies, yes or no, do you accept them?
Yes.
That already exists.
Yes.
Facebook is deliberately lying and saying that because their app is going to have to do this tracking thing, you're suddenly eliminated from the internet.
Right.
No.
Right. Exactly. Apple change will limit their ability to run personalized ads to make ends meet. Many will have to start changing you to subscription fees. So they're trying to say that you're going to have to pay more, which is not going to happen. Adding more in-app purchases, making the internet much more expensive, and reducing high-quality free
But this does nothing to do with the internet. So like, how?
Nothing.
No, a complete lie.
Nothing. This is just Facebook worrying about Facebook.
Yeah.
Beyond hurting apps and websites, many in small business community. And again, I love how they're doing this for themselves. Like, has Facebook tried to help any small businesses on their own? How do you know that something cares about something is where do they spend their money? If
they wanted to help small businesses, they would not charge those small businesses to reach the people who are in the group for that business.
Exactly. They would charge them half the rate if they make under $1 million in a year, like Apple did with the App Store.
Like, this is just to give some context here. You have Twitter followers, right?
Yes.
And when you tweet something, everyone who follows you can see it.
Yes.
Facebook's version is you tweet that, they'll only show it to 10%. Yes. And if you want other people who already chose to follow you to see it, they will charge you more and more money depending on how many more people you want to see it.
Yes.
If you want to help small businesses, stop doing that.
At a time when they face enormous challenges, they need to be able to effectively reach the people most interested in their products for their services to grow. 44% of small to medium businesses started to or increased their usage of personalized ads. So again, Facebook's talking about Facebook. They're making more money because of the pandemic. Everyone's suffering, but Facebook's been making, again, they've increased their usage of personalized ads on social media during the pandemic, according to a new study. Without personalized ads, Facebook data shows that the average small businesser stands to cut over 60% of their sales. Facebook stands to lose 60% of their sales. Because do personalized ads even work? Again, different study.
They do, yeah.
Again, it is a huge debate whether regular ads versus personalized and where the ads are placed, because we've become a little bit numb to anything that's kind of up. We don't even look at it anymore, but different discussion.
And again, some people, if given a choice, will choose personalized ads because they find them less annoying than generic ads. But given the choice thing, which already exists on the web, it's like, again, cookies, it's a known thing.
Yes. Small businesses deserve to be heard. We're standing up to Apple for our small business customers and our communities.
It's so gross. And none of this is Apple. All they're doing is making them hit a box saying yes or no. They can track or not track. Facebook has not made a single case for why we should hit that button. Even here, they're arguing incorrectly, illegitimately, non-factually, with lies about why it might hurt small businesses, conflating the web and apps, doing all of this trickery. And I always think that, there's that old saying, if you have the law, you argue the law. If you don't have the law, you give the facts, you argue the facts. If you don't have the law, you
argue emotions.
Yeah, you argue emotions. If that doesn't work, you argue the jury.
Or you character assassinate the person.
Yeah.
Which they do a little bit of both, right?
Yeah. But it makes me think they have a really weak case. But what they're doing, they've also decided to pitch in with Epic to fight the App Store monopoly.
The interesting thing is that they're trying to go Epic's route of saying we're fighting for the small people. So Epic, if you haven't watched our show on that, watch our show on that. But Epic pretty much did the same thing. We're fighting for the small person. It did not work. It was highly ineffective. I don't know anyone that believed them. I really don't.
Well, there are legitimate frustrations with the App Store, and we've gone over those before. Yes. And there's also legitimate criticisms about Apple. For example, Apple is very comfortable standing up for privacy with Facebook. They are not comfortable at all standing up for privacy with China.
Yeah.
So this by no means does this mean that what Apple is doing everywhere is right.
Apple
they don't have a moral
knight.
Yeah, they don't have a moral platform to stand on here. They are being very selective. But when it comes to my privacy, this matters to me, and so I am, by looking at the facts and by looking at the cases being presented, Apple happens to be on my side now. Yes. It's like that tree, that Ent thing.
Yes.
I'm not on anybody's side because nobody's entirely on my side. This happens to be on my side.
Yes. Now we're going in to fight Mordor.
Yeah. And if Apple was not on my side on this, then I would pick whoever was. But I love how Tim Cook, Apple didn't just answer.
No.
Tim Cook, highly unusual.
And he responded personally.
Yes.
Not from the company.
Not a spokesperson.
He went out fully.
Yes.
And said.
On his Twitter account.
We believe users should have the choice over the data that is being collected about them and how it's being used. Facebook can continue to track users across apps and their websites as before. App tracking transparency in iOS 14 will just require that you will ask for permission first.
Yes. The same way you ask for permission to get my contacts, the same way you ask for permission to get my photos.
And I would add, if that is so egregious to Facebook, what are you doing wrong?
Oh, but so concurrently with this, Apple has these new nutrition labels where an app, it's just rolling out now, so they're not everywhere. There's going to be more of them. When you get an app, it'll have to disclose to you what information they're collecting. And people have been posting Facebooks. I don't have it in front of me. I'll find it. I'll put it somewhere in the show notes. But it is like a mile and a half long for Facebook.
It's just scroll.
Apple should just have put that in the New York Times. And it's like your health data. Why is Facebook why does Facebook want access to your health data?
Because they want to sell you health stuff. They want to be able to say, we have all this health data, and now I can sell advertising to people that sell health data.
And the thing is that Facebook is arguing the free internet. And because the English language is terrible, they mean free as in free as in beer, like getting something for free. They don't mean
Right.
free as in freedom,
Right.
but they're using the lack of specificity to their advantage to make it think like Apple is attacking freedom on the internet. But free is not always good. Like we said this before, Apple is like a restaurant, maybe even like a 4-star restaurant. It's expensive, but if you go there, you generally get a really good meal. Like
Yes.
you have to pay for it,
Yes.
but you get a really good meal, you pay your check, and you leave.
Yes.
There is zero expectational debt. Facebook, you walk in, they will give you a free meal, but you have to sit there naked and be probed while you're eating it. And that is free. It's a free meal, totally free, but is that comfortable? Is that enjoyable? Is that an experience you want?
And at least with this, you would be aware of it before you go in. And if you choose that that's the price you don't mind paying, you still can. So it doesn't stop anything. It just gives you that choice and the knowledge beforehand.
Yes, and to finish the metaphor, Apple's button lets you not be naked. Facebook's button, all Apple is saying is they can still be naked, but you can't probe them. You have to ask them before you probe them. That's all that button does. And Facebook is still Zuckerberg is incensed over that button.
Sorry.
Too visual? Yeah.
Tell us in the comments if that was too visual.
All right.
I was going to say to probe or not to probe.
That
It's
is the question.
so horrible.
Hashtag probe, hashtag no probe. Hashtag team probe, hashtag team no probe. I am team no probe.
To see the comments and having that on the comments, and then everyone's like that doesn't watch the video because a whole bunch of people just like click
They'll
and
think
comment.
it's the
They
probe
don't.
from Star Wars. It caught Chewbacca.
Is that what happened to him?
Bum, bum, bum,
That's when he
bum.
stopped speaking.
Oh, God. All right. So we still have one more topic left. If you are watching us, listening to us on Nebula.
You haven't canceled us now.
No, they probably, yeah.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe, delete, hashtag cancel. If you aren't listening to us on Nebula and you want to, you can just go to curiositystream.com/Apple Talk. There's an amazing deal going on right now. It's like 41% off. It's like under $12 for the entire year. You get CuriosityStream, all of their really, really good documentaries, and you get Nebula for free for a year.
Yeah.
It's an amazing offer. And
It's
then
a
you
good
get to hear
gift.
our bonus topic every week.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like gold. It's like gold platinum. It's like gold press platinum.
So enjoyable.
So good. So good. But if you are leaving us now, Georgia, where can people find you?
You can send me an email, georgia@westmouththerapy.com. You're dealing with anxiety or depression or sleep issues, you can check out anxiety-videos.com. And on Twitter, it's Georgia_Dow. And you, Rene?
You can find me at Rene Ritchie on Twitter and Instagram. I put it back on. I did.
Oh.
I put Instagram back on.
Ooh, after this rant, too, that burns.
Yeah. No, and I have to delete it again. Oh, what are you doing to me, Facebook? On Twitter and Instagram and just youtube.com/Rene Ritchie.
Someone made it to 200. I said 20,000. 200,000.
200,000. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Congratulations.
When I quit Mobile Nations at the beginning of the year and I couldn't bring my old channel with me, I thought it would take like 2 years to build it back up.
Oh, that's also such a hardship, and I'm so proud of you for being able
thank
to
you.
do it and to be building up, and it's nice everyone that's supported.
And there's a rumor going on that someone else has registered a YouTube channel. Have you?
I have like a little bit over 300 people. There's no videos, so thank you everyone that subscribed. There's no that's just faith. They went
Yes.
on faith and just support.
you make good
and
content.
Care. They don't know that.
You're
though.
contenting.
There's no content right
Yet,
now.
but they know you'll be contenting.
Yeah, so
We'll put a
that's
link to that
really
in the
sweet.
in
Yeah,
the show
thank
notes
you.
as well.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, Georgia's new channel. I'm excited. We'll have to get going on that.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That'll be the holidays.
So if you are sticking with us on Nebula, let's get into that bonus topic.